Hi, I'm Dr. Éireik Westman. I'm an associate professor of medicine at Duke University and founder of Adapt Your Life. I'd like to introduce a new format for learning at Adapt Your Life. We'll be changing from a interview style to me just talking to you, hopefully in a relaxed manner to make you more relaxed as well, to teach you about the keto diet, ins and outs, things that we've learned at Duke for 20 years now in the research that we've done. So I'd like to introduce this format. It's going to be called Learn with Dr. Westman, and I hope to share with you information that I've learned treating thousands of patients at Duke University and now through the internet at Adapt Your Life Academy, adaptyourlifeacademy.com. So this episode is entitled Avoid These Keto Foods and Drinks. Why do we need a topic like this? Isn't keto simple and easy? And if there are keto foods, then they're non-keto foods. Well, that's the way I teach it. But a lot of people are learning about the keto diet on the internet. And the internet has a lot of confusing information. In fact, if you learn from the internet, you might think that there are keto foods and non-keto foods, and if you look at the store, there are products now that say keto on them. Well, the first thing you need to know is there's no such thing as a keto food. Keto is a metabolic state. Keto means you're fat burning. So it's turned into sort of almost like keto junk foods now at the grocery store. And I'd like to go over some of the differences between what we teach. We have a method that's simple and simple to follow compared to what I'm learning that a lot of my patients are telling me as they're coming to me what they've learned about keto from the internet. So the first thing you need to know is there's no such thing as a keto product. If it says keto on it, it doesn't mean it's necessarily good for you to eat when you're trying to be a fat burner or to be in the keto metabolism or to be, I'll say, on a keto diet. But I've seen now over and over again the mistaken notion that everyone can do keto in the same way. And be careful if you're learning from someone who has no weight to lose and you're trying to lose weight. If you're learning from someone who exercises all the time and you don't exercise, that type of keto diet that they're teaching might not be appropriate for you. So my approach is to teach something that's flexible and easy and works for people with pretty serious metabolic problems like obesity and diabetes and polycystic ovary syndrome. All of these problems require a stricter version of the keto diet than what you're typically taught on the internet. So first off, avoid keto drinks. You don't need drinks that say keto on them to become in the keto metabolism state. In fact, the ketones come from your body fat when you're burning fat really well on the keto diet. So avoid drinks that say keto, and especially drinking ketones is not necessary. Never been studied in high quality research for clinical use for obesity or diabetes treatment. These keto drinks need to be avoided. And I've saved a lot of money for people by allowing them to realize they didn't need to drink ketones to be in a ketogenic state. Along with these other drinks, the bulletproof coffee idea that you have to drink oils and medium chain triglycerides. You might have seen these advertised called MCTs. You don't need to have these to be in a keto state. And again, beware of people selling products who didn't have your same pathway or journey to follow. There are a lot of people I see pushing these concepts and they've never had to lose weight themselves or fix their own diabetes. Staying with the drinks, you don't have to drink apple cider vinegar. I met several people who did not enjoy that, and I'm not a big fan of having you eat or drink anything you don't enjoy, because you're not going to be able to sustain that over a long period of time. So you don't need to have apple cider vinegar or ACV. In fact, it's never been studied in the context of a keto diet to see if there's additional benefit from it. You don't have to add oils. You don't have to add butter to coffee, things like that. I want you to be burning your body fat from your fat off your body, not the fat that comes with the oils and butter in the drinks that you're drinking. Now, in terms of foods to avoid, the number one mistake I see, well, it's not a mistake if you don't really need to do a prescription strength keto diet like the one I teach. I'm very careful about that. Some of these foods can be eaten by people and it can work, but if it's not working for you, then you absolutely must avoid the nuts. If you're starting out, you want it to work the first time, every time, avoid eating nuts. And if you don't know all the different nuts, there are a lot of them, and so no cashews, no almonds, no peanuts. So that means no peanut butter, no almond butter. That means no almond flour, no coconut flour. So if you want to get this started right the first time, every time, prescription strength keto, you want to avoid nuts and all the products that are made from the nuts. The response I typically get is, but so-and-so says it's okay. Well, if so-and-so was doing prescription strength keto to fix obesity and diabetes, and they have that kind of metabolism, they can eat it. And that's the other thing to realize. There's individual variation. And if your metabolism if you're eating nuts or nut butters or nut flours that's not working for you, then try without the nuts. Pretty much that's the number one thing that I see as a inappropriate assumption that everyone can eat nuts on a keto diet. There are all sorts of keto junk foods now. In fact, if it says great for a keto diet and it's on a shelf at the store, I advise my patients to avoid these things, because keto is not a carefully monitored term, and any company can now put keto on the product. And I'm seeing basically keto junk foods being made out there now. And so stay away from fake foods. I want your food to come, your nutrition to come from real food, not the fake foods from companies. And there are other ways to get sweet things than to have the fake keto candy bars that are out there. They will stall you or make it so it doesn't work. Again, if what you're doing is working and you're having those things, great. Although my preference is for you to get the great nutrition that's in real foods, not these store brand processed foods that are out there. Probably the next most common mistake I see is the overconsumption. Now, these aren't totally avoiding these foods, but you have to limit the amount of these foods. And these are foods that are high in calories. So you have to be careful to not have too much cheese. Be careful to not have too much cream. Be careful to not have too much oils and butters, those sorts of things, because they do have a lot of calories in them. And at the end of the day, if you're trying to fix obesity, fix type 2 diabetes, you want to have a diet that's limited in calories compared to before. And that happens pretty much automatically for everyone if you're following a well-formulated sort of keto program. And then it's very surprising to some people to realize that they have to limit the vegetables as well. So now that you know the non-starchy vegetables, the ABCs are asparagus, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, cauliflower, celery. These are the main things consumed in my area by my patients. These are all fine, but there's still a limit to the non-starchy vegetables. So things that have zero carbs generally are okay, but you still have to limit the high calorie items like cheese, creams, oils, and vegetables have carbohydrates, so you have to limit the vegetables as well. So I hope that's helpful. These are keto foods that are out there in keto teaching that you might think everyone is able to eat them. And when I help people understand that their metabolism might not respond the way the teacher or the influencer out there on the internet taught it, they learn to cut out the nuts, limit the cheese and oils, limit the vegetables, and then it works like a charm. So What's great about a keto diet is the hunger goes away within a day or two, and I typically see 1 to 2 pounds per week of weight loss when it's done right. If you're not getting those kinds of results, you might try switching to a different type of teaching about the keto diet. And I'm excited to announce that we have upcoming Adapt Keto events that are in person on Saturdays. In February, we will be in Winchester, Virginia on February 5th. Please join us. And then following Saturday, February 12th, we'll be in Raleigh, North Carolina. And then the following weekend, February 19th, we'll be in Atlanta, Georgia. Please click on the link below to get more information about our Adapt in-person keto events, and I hope to see you there.